perfectly made a blessing. Why would you have perfection?
Hold on, Michael. Your snuggaboo's on her way. Leave your message after the smooch. Kim, you need to stop renting Girl 6. Okay? It's just, y'all, I am not messing up my nails. Look, we just called to see if you got your costume, okay? See you tonight, girl. Peace.
She said, I am not messing up my nails for y'all. We're back at it with another video. Again, we're looking at Mo to the E to the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the song. And then we're looking at Laura Winslow again, directly, just directly, intensely looking at the two and seeing the comparisons or where they're different at. And I think we got another situation. We got another situation on our hands. Let's go.
Hello, Niecy, you still? Yeah. I didn't want to say anything before, but do they make a Diana Ross costume in Kim's size? So you know you are wrong. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If they do, let's pray a spandex.
Once again, we got Mo. See, Niecy started this, but I thought Mo was going to do the right thing. Like, girl, you're wrong. And just kind of move on. She couldn't help herself. She couldn't hold it in, And then, oh my gosh. And then Kim overhears it. What I said before when it comes to Moesha and Laura Winslow. Laura Winslow, I don't know, maybe from mama being raised or whatever, she just learned very young how to be a great friend.
You look hot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it? Yeah, it's really nice. It's really different from what I normally wear. But it's really nice.
That's a no. That's a no. It's not what I normally wear. Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, she has great taste. She must have bought this thing in a blackout.
Oh, dang.
I picked out that dress for your mother.
Ooh.
You did? You're kidding, right? And I happen to think this look is a vast improvement over the clothes you normally wear.
Oh.
And what's wrong with the clothes I normally wear? Nothing. If you don't mind doubting.
Laura's not actually in the wrong here. We don't want to, she didn't want to hurt her mom's feelings, but she's not feeling the dress, not knowing that Maxine actually picked it out for her. And then what does Maxine do? She goes and takes shots at her. She goes and tries to put her down, her normal style down, saying Laura is more secure in herself.
Dowdy. That's real funny coming from you. Someone who's made Mr. Blackwell's 10 worst dress list.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Get her, Laura.
You don't want to go there. Oh, yes, I do, and I just didn't. Hold it.
You two are friends.
Right.
You like each other for what you have in common. You should also like what's different.
Right.
Folks who like different things and still be friends.
Exactly.
You're right, Mom.
And this is what I would say. This is Laura's example. Her mom. Such a great example. That is bars right there. You can be like each other, be friends for what you have in common, but you also can be friends for what you don't have in common. I love it. This is why I think Laura is a lot more grounded than the average teenager.
You mind if I get this dress to Max?
No, I don't mind.
Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
It's all yours, girl. Wow. Thanks.
Making up. This is what you'll understand. It's so easy to make up with Laura Winslow. She doesn't hold grudges. She's very logical. She's more logical than she is emotional. She'll have her own accountability. She's very easy to have peace with. It look like that is the case for Moesha. Once again, Kim catches strays for no reason. No reason once again.
Hey, Kim. Girl, you wearing that she-devil costume. Yeah, it looks like you're losing weight. Why is that a compliment?
Right.
I was just saying that your costume makes you look slimmer.
This is horrific. This is so terrible. This is so terrible. So you're going and trying to make friends and you still bring up the one issue that caused the issue. So this makes me sad because I hate to say this about Moesha, but clearly you can tell that Moesha and Niecy, even a little bit, they think they're better than Kim.
Who says being a size 6, 4, or a 0 makes you attractive?
Oh, come on, Kim.
Cosmo?
People don't realize this, but Kim is actually the most secure in herself. Her friends, she's around friends right now that are insecure.
And we're really, really sorry. Yeah, we didn't mean to talk about your weight. You don't get it, do you? It's not about my weight. I'm secure with myself. I just don't appreciate my so-called friends talking about me. Kim, we are your friends. Yeah. I'm sorry, Niecy and Kim. So am I. Group hug.
I have to say nothing. I love how forgiving Kim is. She's so logical. She's so reasonable. She's so forgiving. I absolutely love it. And again, she has, this is still about Moesha and Laura Winslow, but Kim actually has more qualities that are more similar to Laura Winslow than Moesha does.
So excited that, boom, I entered you in the Face of Tomorrow contest.
You know what? And Dell told me about that. But D, there's only one problem. This Face of Today is not into modeling. I'm into reading, writing, anything involving the development of my brain. Left and the right side, too.
You can do both. I mean, look, there are a lot of smart models out there.
Where I would say, I love Moesha here. Not saying that it's wrong to model, but showing certain signs that she's not superficial all the way around. You know, like, okay, the car in situation. But she's showing you right here that she is more concerned about what's on the inside of her brain than what's on the, than what's on the outside. You know, she's more concerned about those type of things, which is very similar to Laura Winslow also.
This year, Ferguson's is sponsoring the Miss Downtown Chicago Beauty Pageant, and I've been selected chairwoman. They all agree to be contestants.
No way.
Well, why not?
Well, it is so sexist. I'm not marching in a bathing suit parade. Yeah.
But this I would say that Moesha and Laura kind of have the same mindset because, they have other goals. And I think it's something about when you're already attractive, you're already a beautiful woman, you already got guys hawking at you, looking at you, so you don't need to go and stretch yourself in a beauty pageant or in a, modeling and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of something that they have in common there. And Laura's a little bit older also at this time.
Contest doesn't have a bathing suit competition. It's based on poise and talent and personality.
I don't know, Mrs. Winslow. I mean, the whole idea of a beauty pageant is so played out.
Did I mention that the winner would be receiving a $5,000 shopping spree from Ferguson's?
We're there for you.
There you go. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know what? Landed. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the landing. And I think the difference you see between the two is neither one of them really wanted to do it, but, Laura had motivation. Laura had motivation, I think, is because she was doing it with her friends. But then I think there's some prize, some gifts that come with it. So I love that Moesha's showing that she's not superficial, that she's just so desperately into her looks because she's a pretty girl. So I love that she's doing that here.
I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. I got a book cleaning I need to get to. Sorry.
It's one day out of your life. Would you do it for me?
Okay, I'll do it. But Daddy, just for my information, when do I get the deed to this life called Moesha? When I'm 18, 21, 50, what? Just let a sister know.
Yeah, right. I have to agree. Like, this should have been left alone. If Mo does not want to do it, she shouldn't have to do it. Yes, you do stuff for other people sometimes, but not to the point where it's going against who you are. And that's what Moesha's trying to say. Moesha walking with that gangster walk. She said she didn't want to do it. And that's the other thing you have to think about when you ask people to do stuff that they don't really want to do. They may do it half-hearted.
Not until I apologize. Moesha, getting that letter just made me, how do you kids say? Bug.
You know what, dear?
What?
I want all of those things too. I just want to get them my own way.
Right.
I can understand that.
This is a beautiful moment because you have to remember this is stepmom. And stepmom coming back and saying, hey, man, I was a little out of pocket. I was wrong. I should have listened to you. This is not something that you want to do. This is something I wanted you to do. And so I love that Moesha said, hey, I feel you. I understand. Like, I want those same things too, but just in my own way. That's a very powerful statement right there by Mo. I want the same things you do, but I want to get them my way and do it my way in a way that feeds me. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Sharon, huh?
Uh-oh.
Nice.
You know you're not supposed to be up here.
Thought you might need some help. Look at you. All hooked up with Ohaji, the last poet.
Baby, he is ancient history. Really?
He's looking at me that look, Mo. He's giving you that look. Somebody rocking, knocking the boots. Yeah, he want to do marital things, Mo.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You don't know? You can't tell? Uh-huh. And Mo going... Daddy! Mo is in trouble. We're talking double trouble. And Laura kind of finds herself in the same situation, but not to the same extent, because she eventually ends up doing the right thing when, because the boy want to do the wrong thing. Laura figures out how to do the right thing.
I like your bed name. Why are you so nervous, Laura? just relax, okay? Did you have a good time tonight?
This dude's so
Terrific.
Smooth. He's so smooth on the bed. Mm-hmm. You want more?
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just think you should go now.
Oh, come loosen up.
Daniel, no.
He was telling Laura to loosen up, huh? But Laura wised up. And so I think this is a little bit of a difference, is that Laura kind of caught it before she got caught. You know, her integrity kicked in, the way that she's being raised kicked in, or just knowing the fact that if she gets caught, you know what I'm saying, her mom and her daddy, she'll never live this down. So I love that Laura, he may not have liked it, but I love that Laura made that, you know, and told him no.
No? What you mean, no? Look, I'm a man and I have needs. Now, you're gonna act like a baby or a mature woman?
Get out.
Laura.
Get out and stay out. I don't ever want to see you again.
All right, fine. Okay, I'm out of here.
Daniel, wait.
Yeah?
Catch this, baby.
Let's go, girl. I love Laura stood up for herself because he was manipulating her, making it seem like she's supposed to meet his needs. But you also got to remember, stop inviting these boys up to the room. Stop it. What do you think they want to do up there? But I'm glad that Laura rectified this.
Laura, what's going on? I heard a noise.
I just had a fight with Daniel Wallace.
Wait a minute. Was he up here in your room?
Yes. But I sent him home. Airmail.
He shouldn't have been up here in the first place.
I know, Mom, and I'm sorry. He said he just wanted to come up here so we could talk. But he really wanted to make out.
Well, you did the right thing, honey.
Then why do I feel so bad, Mom?
Come here, sweetheart.
As we, that was very hard for Laura to do. So I love that, you know, Mother Winslow came in and was like, what you got? Why you got this boy up in the room? But then when she saw that Laura did the right thing, and this is a very sensitive moment, she goes into her sensitive moment. And I just think it's so beautiful. Just such a powerful moment between
Laura,
mama and daughter.
Someday you're going to meet the right guy. He'll really love you and you'll really love him. And then you know what will happen?
We'll have sex?
No! You get married!
We'll get married first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all got to understand. People don't realize this. God is the one that created that 3-letter word that we have completely abused. God created it, and he created for a husband and wife in marriage to enjoy each other, a connection with that person that nobody else does. But we have gone and sexualized everything, and so now it's no longer special. This isn't, to me, a moral judgment on Moesha or on Laura Winslow from having them boys up in their room. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's wrong, boy? Where's your manners?
Uh-oh.
Hello, Mrs. Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell.
Hi, Quentin.
Moesha, let's go home now. I'm going to see my daughter against my wishes.
Right.
You having a problem with my son seeing your daughter? I'm having a problem catching your son with my daughter in her bedroom.
Moesha, if your father and I had not come in when we did, I might have been a grandmother before I'm a mother.
And I understand that Moesha is his daughter, but Frank is a little bit uptight. But we're seeing a contrast in how the parents are responding to this situation. And I think some of it is because Moesha got caught, and Laura Winslow didn't get caught. She made the right decision. I think Moesha is.
What are you doing up there? All right. Since you can't answer that simple question, maybe the two of you need to back up and chill for a while. Oh, Pops, Mo didn't invite me up to her room.
She shouldn't have invited you in the house. Let's go.
And if I had a daughter, I'd be looking out too. So, let me make a suggestion. Instead of trying to drive these kids apart, maybe we should show them a little trust. Mm-hmm. Then they wouldn't have to go sneaking around.
Takes a lot of the mystery away. A lot of times when you give people freedom, I'm not saying give them freedom to go get in bed and do all that, but just she has to start making decisions for herself and what she values. If Mo don't value her body like that and waiting until marriage, she gonna do it eventually. I'm liking Q's dad more than I like Frank, to be quite honest.
But I do know one thing. I don't need you to tell me how to raise my daughter.
Excuse me? You couldn't wait to throw my mother's stuff out, could you?
So that we have to remember is that Dee is Moesha's stepmom. And we have to remember that Moesha lost her mom when she was really young.
Exactly what you were doing. Moesha, I think you need to change your tone of voice.
Yeah, like you're trying to change this house? You thought you could buy me some funky duvet and I was going to let you get rid of my mother?
Moesha! I'll talk to you later.
Well, I won't be here.
Frank, you know that I would never purposely do anything to hurt Moesha.
The reason that Moesha can go pop off like that with Dee is because of Frank. Frank should have nipped that in the bud right there.
You know Mrs. Mitch wouldn't scam you, man. She ain't like that.
Why is everybody always worried about her? What about me?
Come on, Mo, you tripping.
I'm tripping? No, she's the one who's tripping. She's the one that's got the price tags written all over my mom's stuff, trying to wipe her memory right out of her own house.
It's disrespectful But as a parent, you can look and say, okay, we're not going to let you disrespect like this, but maybe you need to get some counseling. Maybe you need to talk to somebody and get this out, because this is an outburst that is, you can't do. We maybe have found ourselves in these situations with our parents. It's a part of growth. It's a part of being a teenager. And we got some situations with Laura Winslow and Mama. Ooh, Laura's mad. Slamming the door. They both slamming the door. Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe you showed up at the party. And looking like that?
Yeah.
You know perfectly well you were supposed to be home by midnight.
Mom, I told you. I lost track of time.
Ooh.
Why are you freaking out like this?
Because we have rules, Laura. And as long as you're living under my roof, you better abide by them. You're grounded for a month.
I'll never forgive you for this, Mom. Never.
We have grace for parents sometimes. I think that was so hard for Harriet to not only do, but to hear Laura say, I'll never forgive you for this. But it just shows, man, we're not all perfect. We have our flaws. We have our weaknesses. And just like Laura here, there was something that was exposed on the inside of her that had her kind of go off. And this is probably the most Laura has gone off or even walked or tiptoed into disrespect. This is probably the worst that it gets for her.
You have no idea how lucky you are. I got home at 3 a.m. from the party. And you know who was waiting up on me? Who? No one.
Nobody.
No one was worrying about me or asking why I was so late. No one cared, Laura. No one cared at all. So instead of complaining so much about how mean your mother is, you should appreciate the fact that she cares about you. Because you know what? I would trade places with you in a hot second.
Hot second. Not a second, but a hot one. This is exactly what Laura needed to hear from another perspective to let you know, girl, you got it good. Don't nobody care if I come home. They don't care where I go. They don't care who I'm with. They don't care. And I think Laura needed to recognize that her mom was acting that way because she cared. So you see here that Laura gets a reality check.
I messed up big time. I'm so sorry I stayed out late.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know why you came and got me. You were worried about me, right?
It's just that it was after 1 o'clock and I didn't know if you were still at the party or hurt somewhere. I didn't think about changing my clothes. I just wanted to know that you were all right.
Well, if I had a 16-year-old and I didn't know where she was at 1 in the morning, I probably would have done the same thing.
I keep saying it over and over, but this is partly what makes her a good role model. It's not that she gets it right all the time, but when she gets it wrong, she tries to right her wrong, and she makes it very easy. She makes it very easy to walk in peace with her. Such a lesson. But Moesha's in a little bit more difficult situation, so we got to see how Moesha handles this. How does she make peace with D and peace in this situation?
Mom's memory is important to you, right? So when's the last time you made anything on her sewing machine? Or watered her flowers?
I don't need to do those things to remember my mom.
Nobody can take the memory of your mother away from you. No one.
Just miss her, D. I know you do, honey. I know you do.
This is almost making me want to cry, to be real. Such an emotional scene. And so many things I take from this moment. One, I love the grace that D is showing Moesha. Such grace, such patience, and love. And the one thing that you see with Laura Winslow and Moesha, even though Dee is a stepmom, they are loved and they have good people around them. I love what Hakeem was trying to encourage Mo, and remind her like, hey, what you got with your mom, you're going to always have with your mom regardless. And you look on the side of Laura, her, Maxine came a little rough with it, but maybe that's what Laura needed. So these two have loving people around them, high quality people around them, even though it looks different, right? This is what I love about family, what I love about Black family.
You want to see my tattoo, Daddy?
Dang, Mo's being bold.
That's nice, Mo. Now put your blouse down before you catch a cold.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
So, is this a permanent kind of thing, or can you wash it off? Like right now, for example.
Mo's being real bold here because I think she knows her dad at this point, and I think she knows her dad is not going for this at all. But I have to say, I like the fact that I'm not going to say I agree with everything, but I like the fact that Moesha is trying to carve her own lane a little bit,
Well, Daddy, to answer your question, no, you can't wash it off because it's permanent.
Well, you better take care of it. I mean, after all, you wouldn't want to get some kind of nasty infection. Was that cool enough for you?
The epitome of cool.
Yeah, I can't believe Frank is being real cool about this. He's being cool, calm, and collected. I like the fact that he is giving Moesha some sort of standard, and he's trying to be reasonable. He's trying to be open-minded. And so I appreciate that. Interesting is Laura Winslow kind of goes through the same thing, a little bit different, but kind of the same thing with her father.
Hey, girl. Wow. That dress is kicking.
That dress is history.
Uh-oh.
What?
Laura, sweetheart, I can't allow you to go out in public dressed like that.
We're seeing a similar kind of thing with Moesha. But Laura, the thing about it with Laura is Laura's older, and I don't think it's that her dress is that revealing. But I love the fact that she has a father figure in her life. You know, even if you disagree, it still gives you a little bit of direction and understanding about things you might face later.
Allow me? Daddy, I'm 20 years old. I should be able to dress any way I want to.
Not in his house.
Well, I'm 41, and I say you can't.
Yeah, you're in his house.
Daddy, do you really think that's
Laura, if you want to go to the Sizzle Club, you're going to have to go upstairs and change right now.
Beautiful. Here's the other thing I think we have to... Look how beautiful she is right here. And I think that's some of the thing with when it comes to Moesha, Frank, and Carl here with Laura. These are beautiful girls. So the dad's already like, look, I already got to deal with the fact of your beauty. And he probably sees the guy staring. But now, you know, he wants to be a little bit more... You can see some of the dress here. More conscious of maybe how she carries herself because she is a 10. You know what I'm saying?
all right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord, I went out of the dress. She done went out of the... She done went out of the dress.
Laura, that's you on TV.
You think?
I changed dresses after I left the house.
Uh-oh. Dad's disappointed.
I just cannot believe that you did that.
Again, I think the dad is trying to get her to understand her natural beauty that she already has and enhance that and your personality, because you're already going to draw the guys. You're already going to draw all the looks. So you don't need extra. We don't need extra curricula.
But I'm 20 and I feel like I should be able to wear any dress I want to.
You're a beautiful young lady.
There it is.
And if you wear that dress, you might not get the respect that you deserve.
I never thought of it that way.
Exactly. There you go.
Sweetheart, you're a young adult now.
If I wear something you don't approve of, we could talk about it and you might be willing to bend a little.
Yeah, I'll bend a little. But I'm not willing to break.
Thanks, Dad. I'll do a little bending myself.
She takes accountability. She recognizes she's very logical. And I just love that. And what you can learn from Laura Winslow that I learned is it's not about always perfection. It's about making right what you get wrong. That's why the Bible says in Luke 7:47, it says, those that are forgiven much love much. It's not about trying to be perfect, but it's about getting it right when you get it wrong. And that's something that Laura does, almost every single time out. Moesha getting a tattoo. So let's see how Frank and Moesha work this thing out.
Now you gonna let that Vulcan child beat you?
Baby, I'm about to snatch victory from the jaws. What in the...
Oh.
Miles, go to your room. Go!
Oh.
Daddy, I hope you're not upset about these because they were on sale.
Mo not only went and got the tattoo, but then went and got a shirt to show off the tattoo. Okay, I think she's pushing the boundaries a little bit. I think she should have just left it at the tattoo. Oh, goodness gracious.
Girl, did you leave your mind where you left the rest of your clothes?
Oh, Daddy, this is a midriff. All the girls are wearing them.
And I guess all the girls are mutilating their bodies, too.
Daddy, I don't understand this. You knew I had this done yesterday and you were not all upset then. Why are you tripping now?
Because now you look like a tramp.
Oh! Get the whole thing of what he's talking about. So Frank clearly is taking a different position than Carl Winslow. You know, I think with Frank, his biggest problem is that he already had in his mind, his idea of what Moesha was going to be. And she's not that. I don't think Frank understands what he just did. You find with Moesha that she's constantly having to do is forgive people for big things. And this is a big thing. Look at Mo. Oh, he hurt her feelings. Oh, he hurt her feelings.
Here, Daddy.
Pumpkin, baby, I'm sorry for what I said to you.
I think there needs to be more. Like, you called her... I want to think about from this point. This could possibly be the first time that Moesha's called out of her name by a male, and it's her dad. So to me, there needs to be more. There needs to be a lot more than he's falling short a little bit here, in my opinion.
All right. May I go to the den?
Sure.
No. It needs to be more than that, Frank. Come on, man.
I decided to follow an old saying. If you can't beat them, improvise.
She says she gonna improvise. And that was the one time right there that I honestly, my heart really hurt for Moesha. To have your dad say those things to you, when she's nothing like that there. But you saw all these different situations, we were all teenagers. Raise your hand if you're sure. We're all human, so we make mistakes. We pop off at times. We got to figure it ourselves out. We got to figure other people out. We got to learn. We got to grow. And that's kind of what we saw out of Moesha and Laura Winslow. The thing that was really eye-opening to me is as I was watching Moesha and Laura Winslow, like I said, there's so many videos about them. So many videos of they're toxic, they're this, they're that, they're bad, all this other type of stuff. And I noticed, I'm like, man, why is it that people don't have the same energy when it comes to a DJ Tanner, when it comes to a Stephanie Tanner, when it comes to a Joni Cunningham, when it comes to, why is it we don't have, thousands of videos made on them? And it just opened up my eyes, like, why is there so much hate for young Black teenage girls? Just keeping it real, I'm not trying to bring race or anything into it, but it's just something I noticed as I was watching. I realized that Laura and Moesha are actually good women. They're going to be good women. They're going to be good wives. They're going to be successful, right? They have good heads on their shoulders. They're beautiful, but again, they're put out to us like they're difficult, they're mean, they're toxic, and it's like, why? I don't understand why that is. Why the young teenage Black girl gets that type of title, but you don't see that on other sitcoms. It's just something that I noticed. That I get so many messages on, and of course that is Jalil White. Why you don't like Jalil White? Why are you hating on Jalil White? And my thing is this, like, first of all, I don't have to like everybody, okay, to like what they do. That's something my mom taught me young. You can like what they do and not like the person. And what I've seen from him is I don't like fake people, and what do I mean by fake? Like, he act like he's so down for the cause of Black power, Black power, Black power, but you can't say Black power if you ain't down with Black women. And I don't mean romantically. I mean, like, the women that he's worked with, everybody. So one of the messages that I got, I'm not going to put it on here to embarrass anybody, was pointing that out. Like, I think he has a very big issue with Black women. And it just seems like with the most beautiful women that's been in the industry, he always got something negative to say, always. Check this out.
Got a spot for you over here. Wow. So Allie came over, she stood next to us right there on the railing. Now, when she tells the story, you can go Google it on your own. Right. She tells us, she said, yeah, the first time I met Pence, I was on the railing, and he must have seen me from the stage. And he must have seen me from the stage, because the next thing I know, security was tapping me on the shoulder and inviting me to come.
It seems like he's talking about Halle Berry there, right? One of the most beautiful women ever. And it just seems like he just always makes a mockery of the Black woman. He just don't have nothing good to say about Black women. And to me, it's like, you can't say you part of Black power, but you don't like Black women. You don't support Black women. You tear down Black women. That is my issue, guys. That's really it. It's just like when you can't ever find nothing good to say about some of these people who are amazing. Kelly is an amazing woman, Jo Marie, and Kelly has never said anything even remotely crazy about Jalil anytime she's asked about him. Check this out.
While you're here.
Yes.
And of course, you're right there. There's Urkel right there, right next to you. You look okay with Urkel there, like you're having a good time.
Well, behind the scenes, we love each other.
Okay.
That's and Kelly has been consistent in saying that throughout the years. I just don't like how he represents the women that he worked with, especially Kelly, when these are good women. But the other thing that gets talked about all the time is, I think Kelly and Jalil were soulmates and this and that and the third. And the only thing that I would say about it, because I'm like, I thought about it. I even prayed about it. I got something else that was revealed to me about Jalil. I'm about to share it with you in a minute. One thing I will say is that Kelly and Jalil are connected in the spirit realm. Like, they are. There's a connection there. Does that mean that they're supposed to be together? Does that mean, what does it mean? And I would say, I honestly don't know. I just know that was what was revealed to me when I kind of prayed about it, is like, they're connected in the spirit. What it means, what I take away what it means is that they have a greater purpose that was more than just working together on Family Matters. So whether they're supposed, like basically saying they were not supposed to be passing ships, they are supposed to be significant in each other's lives. Again, romantically, I don't know. I don't know that, but that's just what came to me when I kind of their connection is deeper than maybe they're living out by decision. But there's a God connection between the two. Y'all can take it how you guys want to take it. To me, I don't run and jump and just think that everybody are soulmates and this and that. It's just because somebody has a soul connection, because that's what Jalil and Kelly definitely have, is a soul connection. That's what I mean by when they're connected in the spirit realm, they have a soul connection. People always go to the romantic side all the time, and it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could absolutely mean that, and it may not mean that. And the last thing I'll say that came to me about kind of like just a seeking and stuff, and kind of seeking the Lord, kind of praying about it a little bit, not heavy, not nothing deep, just kind of questioning things. And one of the biggest things that came to me about it with Jalil is that his greatest gift is not acting, it is writing. God has gifted him with a gift of writing. And what I felt in me was it's limitless. Meaning Jalil really could write anything. He could write a screenplay. He could write for a sitcom. He could write for his book, which he did his book. I wouldn't say to go buy it personally because, like I said, he dragging all the good women in the world in the book. But, he could write a book. He could write a song. There's no limit to his writing ability, but that is his greatest gift. It's not acting. Because if you really think about it, outside of Family Matters, Jalil is an average actor. Outside of Family Matters. So it's not acting. It's actually writing. Don't be surprised if he's producing and he wrote for some movie or, he's already, like I said, he wrote his kind of ridiculous book, or he writes, even songs. He might be saying in his mind, I can't write a song. Yes, he can. He can. God has gifted him with it. So love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.